Hi, welcome to the Showskaters podcast, episode 7. Today we're diving into a lesser known impact of the war in Ukraine, how it's affected figure skaters and the destruction of ice rinks across the country. Before the war, Ukraine had a thriving figure skating community with athletes training hard for national and international competitions. Ice rinks were more than just facilities. They were home for young skaters chasing their Olympic dreams. Unfortunately, as the war has devastated cities, many of these ice rinks have been destroyed or severely damaged by missile strikes. Some of the most prominent training centers, especially in cities like Mariupol and Kharkiv, have been reduced to rubble. Skaters have been forced to flee their homes, leaving behind not just their rinks, but their equipment, coaches, and structured training routines. Many have also had to join the war defending their country. It's truly heartbreaking. Years of progress disrupted in an instant. Many athletes are now displaced, struggling to find ice time in neighboring countries, trying to keep their dreams alive amidst the chaos. For Ukraine's figure skating community, the war isn't just about the destructions of ice rinks, it's about the loss of stability, dreams, and the sense of normalcy. These skaters continue to show resilience, but the road ahead is incredibly uncertain. Now I'm going to bring on my guests. So please welcome my Ukrainian guests. And if everyone would like to, let's get you up there. If everyone would like to introduce themselves, if you want to start with Oksana.
Oksana Bayol, Ukrainian skater.
Just make sure everybody's here. Yeah, Lolita.
Hi, my name is Lolita Yermak. I'm Ukrainian National champion, and skater from Ukraine as well. Yeah, hi.
Kshusha.
Hi, my name is Ksusha Savchuk, and I'm Ukrainian figure skater, ice performer, currently based in Ukraine.
Alexei.
Hello, my name is Alexei Shumsky. I'm an ice skater, represented Ukraine and Georgia internationally. Now I live in the United States and fully support Ukraine.
We have two more. Is it Mila?
Alina.
Alina. Yes,
Alina. Oh, hi. I'm a Ukrainian figure skater. I represented Ukraine internationally in many competitions, and currently I'm a coach in the United States of figure skating, and still trying to support, Ukrainian figure skating as much as I can.
Yeah, great to meet you.
And Matvey.
Hello.
Can you?
Poland
Hi, Matvey.
started. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. I'm Ukrainian skating representing Poland championship champion and junior Polish champion and silver medalist for the senior champion.
Yeah, great to meet you. So Oksana, I'm going to let you kind of lead the podcast because I think you know a little bit more about everything that's kind of going on here, or if anyone else wants to kind of take the lead, and I'll just be here to kind of help with everything. So where should we start?
Well, we should start with the recent attack on Kharkiv, and Matvey and Lolita. Oh my gosh, they both trained there, and when the war started, I invited Matvey myself, and I'm very good friend with his mother.
Okay. Oksana.
Bomb shelter under the building where live, and they just lost building in Kharkiv. Lolita and Matvey can this because sometimes people don't understand ice rinks for us as like our first houses. Sometimes we say second houses, but it's really is the first house where we spend so much time and our childhood, and basically we gave our lives to, and when it's being bombed and it's ruined beyond beliefs, it's very painful. So maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I would not say that ice rink would be like at home at all to me, like to me personal, and to the many skaters, it's more like not even a house, not even a home. Like, of course, we do spend most of our free time beside the school as a young skaters at the ice rink, but it feels like more, not like home. It feels, ice rink feels like a person that really close person that you can come, you can vent it out, you can learn to be a successful skater. You can be like in teenage years, you can be like angry and let it out to the ice rink, and it will be there for you, and you can, like, it's a very deep connection. Like, you have like a really good friend of yours, for your, since your childhood, since your teens. And yeah, and for many skaters, it, when we find out that our like ice rink was bombed, that's just as lose it was like a loss of our close friend. It just like, it's just on a different level. So yeah, for
Yeah, it must have been really hard to hear about. Yeah, it must have been hard to hear about the rinks that you've actually skated in when you were younger. Like, 'cause
yeah.
there must be a lot of memories that must be really tough.
And I gotta tell you this, that in Kharkiv there is no ice rinks left anymore. And the last one that was bombed, that was literally like across my street, when the rocket launched on this ice rink, it's also damaged my house. But you know, this ice rink, it was a very special one because it was the very first ice rink in a very big city like Kharkiv, and all people around, like small towns, will come by to this ice rink, just skating public skate. Some of people skating public skating, some people are skating just for, you know, like competition, just making first steps. Some people are like getting ready for a really big competition. So it just like, it was only one ice rink for many years. And yeah, it's like it does have lots of connection for many skaters, not just me.
Yeah.
Yes, and I want to add that being a skater, from Odessa, from Kiev, visiting Kharkiv was always a pleasant experience, and the ice rink there was really great, and bringing a lot of good memories. And knowing that it's not exist anymore, and feeling the devastation of people who used to skate there, who used to train there, kids, adults, coaches, parents as well. It's just painful, and it's hard to imagine from where we are now, but it's just reality for us, and our job is to bring that awareness to people around us so they know what's going on. It's not, sport is not beyond politics.
No, exactly. And I think
What would you say?
go ahead.
Matvey,
On the ice, not completely destroyed by the
well, yeah, say something about Kharkiv rink where you trained since you were a little child.
uh,
I don't think he can.
Yeah, I'm not sure how good his connection is. Before, when he was speaking, it was really broken up. I'm not,
Okay.
not quite. Yeah.
I just I can add something to it. I think I have a lot of memories from that drink as well, and I won my first competition there, and seeing it, you know, shatter into pieces is so devastating. And I just don't think that people are aware enough of this. And I actually have a story I want to share, that I have friend. He's a coach now, but he was a successful Japanese skater. And we were sitting during our break and lunch, and he said to me, "Oh, I'm watching so many Russian skaters, and I feel so sad for them, not to see them internationally. And the sport should not be in politics." And I was very hurtful to hear that. And I showed him a video of the rink in Kharkiv, and he was just shocked. He didn't know that this is happening in Ukraine. And I think this is the biggest problem, that people in US and all over the world are not aware enough of what's happening. And I think that's actually the worst part of this entire thing, because he didn't know. And I shared the story with him. I shared many other ice rinks with him. I said, this is the most recent one. But there's no more rinks in this city at all. So the skaters there cannot train at all. So how is that figure skating is not in politics? Because clearly, our kids and our athletes are being affected by this a lot. So how come the Russian skaters are not affected by this? They have to be. And there's no other way. And so he was like, now I understand. He was just not aware. So I think our job is very big on this, to share as much as we can, not just on social media, but also say it to people, and in conversations. I think it's just very crucial, and that's our job to do.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, I'm
Well,
not a person who does so much politics in general in real life, and I didn't understand exactly what was going on until Oksana reached out to me. That's why I said, okay, let's do a podcast and try to bring awareness, and I will learn a little bit more, and then I can talk to more people about it, and then we just start and we see where it goes. Oksana?
uh, Adam, I consider you as my friend, and I've been in touch with you before the war started. And we have so much in common, and it feels good to speak and be in the company of people who understand you and support you. And that actually is the biggest goal for us, because we I mean we all just did the show in Seattle, and I get a call from Lolita. And Lolita says to me, "Hey, can you, would you like to come and join us?" And I said, "Lolita, I haven't put my skates on for 2.5 years. I don't even know where they're at." And she's like, "Great, you have 3 days to prepare for the show." And I said, "Okay, I'll come." And in all honesty, we all grew up in Ukraine. And there is way more of us than just right now in the podcast. There is so many people who have their parts of souls and hearts are still in the soil in Ukraine. And the reason is why I'm personally doing this is because I have lost my mother at 13, and then Ukraine became its own country, and I won gold medal for Ukraine. And then unfortunately, or fortunately, I am here in the United States, and we're all helping Ukraine. We did the show in Seattle, and we have become one family. It was just like magic. Magic happened. And for me, for who I am, it's the biggest accomplishment in my life. Is not winning the gold medal, is giving back to the community.
Exactly. Do we want to touch on the show a little bit now and get everybody's perspective? How
That's
the show
all for
was?
Lolita. That's her idea. That's her baby.
Well,
Let's
before
start with
we'll
Lolita.
jump on the show, I would love to hear from Ksenia, right? How is it? So we, like most of us, are in United States or all around the world, and we are Ukrainians. We've been there, but I would like to hear how is it to be a skater under shelling bombs every day, hearing the sirens, and keep trying to skate and practicing. How is your experience?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Again. So,
Hey,
when the war started, I was here in Ukraine. I was not already like an athlete. I was skating for myself and coaching. So I cannot like tell my point of view as from the athlete who is competing in internationals or like national competitions. But obviously, then on the start, everything was just closed and everyone just didn't know what to do, and we were literally trying to survive because, for example, me and my family, we have our apartment on the last floor. That's why first 2 weeks we were living in the school where my mother is working, and we were just like trying to hide there from bombs because we even didn't know what to expect. So yeah, it was complicated. And for after this, I left Ukraine for the contract, and then came back in 1 year and a half. So about the difference, like obviously before the war, skaters were able to skate normally as an athlete, as we have our schedule, 2 ice classes in a day, also like off ice classes is like just a normal life, and then just in one day everything is changing completely, and a lot of our skaters just uh, left. They are in different countries now, and I even cannot imagine how it is to be an athlete now, because I see a lot of young small skaters who are also only starting doing figure skater, or who already like had some experience in it,
Mm-hmm.
and they are like literally just trying to survive in the world of figure skating. We have our skaters like Ivan Shmuratka, our national champion, and Anastasia Gozheva, who are here now because I saw them like in the months or something like this. So they are skating here, and they are like continue with their career. It's really hard because it's not only about bumps, because we are luckily we are like in a Kiev, and here we didn't have like destroyed ice rinks. Yeah, so
Right.
I cannot even imagine how it's like to be a figure skater from Kharkiv who lost their possibility to skate at all. But here we had like skate rinks where athletes also practiced in like shopping centers, and because of absence of energy, because Russians also shooting our hydroelectric stations, energy stations, and we don't have enough energy to like to maintain ice rink. That's
Mm-hmm.
why rinks were closed, and again, many skaters lost their possibility to.
Ksenia, just for I just like to picture myself like the situation, and can you tell us at least like one day as a figure skater in Ukraine, how it looks like? How's like, for example, you wake up, you have breakfast, and then there is a siren, or
Okay,
like
well,
just
I
sleep.
would, like from my point of view, because I'm not like an athlete, but I'm
Yeah.
skating. So, for my point of view, I'm living on the left bank of Kiev, right? And for example, I can go to the shopping center to skate. It's on the right bank of city. So first
Yeah.
of all, I'm waking up and I'm seeing if it's air alarm or not. Because if it's air alarm, I will not be able to use like buses or subways. Oh, well, it's better to be in the shelter in bunker at this time, but like literally people are so tired of this that most of the time, like these air alarms, they are like, yes, we hear them, but we are looking in the internet if it's like if it's drone or if it's rockets. If it's drone, it's okay, we can go out. If it's rockets, well, maybe it's better to hide somewhere. Like we are thinking like this, like if the problem is really dangerous, or it's like, oh, 50-50, oh, it's okay, it's just drone, so we will be safe probably. And if everything's fine, we are going to the ice rink. If we have air alarm during like the practice or something like this, we need to leave the ice. So like also I wanted to tell this because I saw this video about one of the competitions of young skaters, and then
Yeah.
there was a little young girl who were performing who was performing her program, and during her program started air alarm, and they needed to stop the music. She even didn't have like possibility, of course, to finish her program. She needed to stop it,
How
hide
old was she?
really fast in the
Do you know
boom.
how old she was?
Huh?
How old was she?
I
Do
don't know, but like I think it was maybe 10, 12 years, something like this.
you know?
I didn't look like the exact age.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot imagine like the feelings of young athletes at this moment, because
Stopping
you're,
their competition
yeah, you're
because of the bombing shelling. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
competitions and you're nervous just to survive, like how everything is like changing in 1 second.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I'm actually in contact with many people who are still in Ukraine, like the skaters, obviously, who I grew up with, and they're cold now. And they're telling me sometimes, like if I text them, like I need to speak to them about something, they would say to me, I can't speak to you right now because we have no power. And I'm like, okay, okay. And basically, that's a reality of Ukrainian athletes. And the reason is why they have no choice to train somewhere else and get ready for Olympics is just because the quality of not even competing. I mean, forget about competition. I mean, they're just the heroes. The people who are in Ukraine, they are. I my heart is with them. I can't just understand, but I do understand. Um, how do they do it? Like oh my gosh, it's heartbreaking.
Why do you think
And
there is motivation, Oksana? What is their motivation to keep going? I mean,
You
it's
know,
war.
Lola, I was thinking like, why did the Ukrainian team from 2024 Olympics in both sports got so many medals? Because this last Olympic Games was one of the greatest for the summer games. Lola, in all honesty, I think they all did it for the country. You know, and when you have nothing to lose, and that's how we all feel, we literally
Yeah.
will do anything to just do what we do. And that's what
Yeah.
they do because, I mean, people have to understand, like for us, for sports people, we spend our lives dedicating to our sport, you
Yeah.
know? And I think when you go to the Olympics, and I think when Ukrainian flag is waving high, it doesn't really matter where you ended up. The point is made, and that is the point. But I mean, we're all humans, and I think, I swear to God, to you, Lalita, and everybody else, I think people did so well because they were doing it, you know, for Ukraine.
Yes. Yeah. I want to add to your phrase that it's our what we can do. That's the same thing that we did for the show. Like we, of
Yeah.
course, we like our hearts are just breaking to see, like, it's still our families, our friends are there, and we are what we can do. Like, we can't, we're not we're not politicians, we're not any, like, we are figure skaters. What we can do the best is to skate it out. Like, we need to do something. We not doing it just because we are Ukrainians, or we just humans. And in my opinion, like, me personally, I did have this idea about the show just to be able to save my head, my mind, because it's crazy with all this news, all this tragic events. I'm just like, I'm losing my mind. I need to do something. So that's why I call you guys. Hi, can you do something? Like, can we do something together? Can we do something good and bring the light in this darkness? I don't know. And that's where I see you all, guys. And I'm so grateful that I have you. And
I want to add to
yes,
Oksana's and Lolita's a little bit about Olympics. That for Ukrainian athletes and in general for all the athletes community, it was great achievement of not letting Russian skaters, I mean not skaters, Russian athletes, to participate at the Olympics. Not only Russians, but some Belarusians too. Of course, they're trying to find a way to get there through other countries, but the world should understand that this is the right way to do that. It's not because we want it. That country killing our people, occupying
our
our
kids
territory, our kids, adults,
and
everyone.
future.
And
Yes.
I just can't see, and I hope people understand it, how impossible for Ukrainian athletes be on the same stage, on the same arena, or even shake hands with occupies. And some people I can hear that saying that it's okay, let's invite them, it's sport, should be okay, especially with the Olympic Committee, International Olympic Committee, and they try to push Russians to the Olympics. And luckily, thankfully, we stand our ground, and they were not led there. And it's supposed to continue the same way until the Russian aggression is stopped. Then, only then, it will be possible to review the decision. And yeah, just some stuff that people need to understand, that it's not only ice rinks getting destroyed. Today is about figure skating, yes, but many other sport facilities also getting destroyed. A lot of athletes died. Some figure skaters died. Some figure skaters on the front line fighting for our independence, for our people. And it's not like our wish, our will to let's not let the Russians to compete. It's a necessity to just to be alive, simply to be alive.
Yes, I agree. I feel like it's a necessity to force them to understand, because they don't understand why they are not allowed to compete, but it's a necessity to keep doing that until that country as a whole realize how they are influencing the rest of the world, and this is the consequences of what they're doing, so they need to pay the price.
Well, there are, it's not, it's also, we have a big problem with them using doping. And I mean, everybody knows the last accident happened in the previous Olympics, not the 2024, the 2022. Like, a child has been given doping to, and basically, my point of view, what happened was Ukrainians, not Ukrainians, the ICU did not actually disqualify the whole team. They just disqualified one skater in the team competition. And in my opinion, it's kind of sad, because if you participate as a team, then you disqualify the whole team. You just don't disqualify one skater. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's a huge problem for figure skating. Especially it comes out from that part of the world. Um, you know, um, and I think it's a big distraction for the figure skating world, because in my mind, when I was competing, we didn't have that many cases with, doping, but figure skating back then was not as what it is right now. Right now, I mean, people, like, basically in Russia, people people switch them like the girls, like, it's a conveyor, basically. It's like next. um and figure skating is very difficult right now. It's basically like you have to do quads, and it's not about artistry anymore to me. It's about who can do more quads. And I think figure skating have lost the ability to be exciting, like, to me, figure skating, it's an art form, first of all, and then
Yeah.
it's athleticism. And basically what's coming out from Russia, I don't dislike. I mean, I allow them to be whoever, but it's not preference. When I see girls competing who can do more quads, also, it's very difficult on your body. You know what I mean? Like, you can only do, like, I don't know. I don't even know if you can just pursue doing the same thing when you turn 17, 18, 19. And that's why in our sport, I think the entrance right now is 17 years old. But the way where sport is right now, I mean, it's extremely hard on your body.
Yeah, and I just want to add that at the beginning of the full-scale invasion in February 2022, we all were very naive that we knew Russian skaters. We competed with them for all our lives in the international circuit, and we tried to reach to them. We tried to find support, find understanding, and hear some words of denial of what's going on. And it's very like unbelievable how almost no one said anything. No one showed any compassion. I don't know, at least I don't know any Russian skater who openly stand against Russian war, Russian invasion. And right now it's kind of, I don't know, we thought we had friends there at the beginning, but of course they're not friends, they like simply enemies right now. People who openly support Russian president, openly support invasion, and not do anything. It's just hard to understand how our community had that big part of it, just kind of rotten part, if you know what I mean. And that rotten part just tried to get back into the big sport, into Olympic Games, into World Championships, European Championships, and we should not allow that.
Yes, but we can only do as much as we can do, guys. And I've told you this many times. I mean, we are who we are, and we are doing what we can do. And we're doing everything, I mean, in our life to, for Ukrainian flag to be high. And we're hoping we're gonna get quotas to go to the Olympics in 2026. But I mean, you know we we can't change anybody. We can't decide for anybody. All we can do, and we are doing it, is to go on the ice, to skate. And that's what we did, and that should be for us. I mean, that's that's all we can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Make
Yeah,
an
and
yeah,
awareness,
show in Seattle showed.
of, yes, yes.
yeah. Like I
Because
agree with you,
because
Oksana.
I
I
don't
agree
want
with you,
people
Oksana.
to
Yeah.
get a wrong impression like we hate Russian skaters. We don't hate them. We just
Well,
think it's
some of us do.
unfair. Well, we don't think it's unfair for them to be preparing for 2026 where the bombs are not following on them. I mean, not falling on them. The bombs are falling on Ukraine. I think it's really unfair.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
like,
want to
and
add that
I'll let you go
that
ahead. Yeah.
yeah, because like we can change the world, but we can start from ourselves, and we like that's why we did this show. Like, what we can do the best, we can skate. We despite everything that happening, we just thought like what we can do today, right now, this week, next month, what we can do the best. We can do skate, we can do a beautiful show, we can help people to bring hope, because the show that we did, it was about to bring back the movements to people who lost their limbs and give the hope that they're not alone. Because, for example, in Ukraine, at this moment, there are more than 90,000 people who lost their limbs, and each person can have like from 1 to 4 limb loss. And I mean, government is not able to like to help them all at the moment. It's not like in the United States, for example, you go to the cafeteria restaurant and there's this little button, push like assistance, and the door will open for you. Like, we don't have it in Ukraine right now, but we're spreading awareness about it, and we created an event and donated this money to bring doctors from the United States to Ukraine, so they can teach our specialists, and they will be able to spread more information about how to treat, like how to correctly cut a hand or leg, so person will be able to use it in the future, even with the prosthetics. Because like United States is one of the biggest countries, like who is know lots of therapies, lots of like have a great surgeons, and it will be this project that we did with Volafon, there will be something no one did before, and we created. And what did figure skating help with that? Figure skate, like, because we just danced and we did what we can, we did best thing that we could. It might help a person to see, oh, Ukrainians in the United States are not forgetting us, and they're trying to help us. I mean, in the way that we possibly could. I mean, we're not on the bombs, not under the bombs. We're not hearing the sirens, but our souls are still bleeding it out, just thinking about seeing all these horrifying things. And yeah, and we just wanted to bring some light in this darkness for a person, at least for one person. That will be a big win. So summarizing that, the figure skating can also, it's not only art, it's not only athletics, it's not only sport, it's also can bring something beautiful in this world. It can give some person who is not in sports, but to bring a hope, to live tomorrow, to hang on one more day, and not to give up. Because because in Ukraine right now, there's many people that need assistance and help, with medical, with prosthetics. They have no limbs. They're just like sitting in the hospital and thinking like, my life is over. what I'm gonna do next. Nobody will take care of me. I don't want my family to be a burden of my for my family. Government will not think about me. Like I just want to end my life. And second place in suicide rate in Ukraine at the moment is the people who lost their limbs. They just not able to take it, and they just finding the easier way to give up. I mean, not give up, to end their suffering. So my personal goal was to say that, please, there is still hope. There's still people out there suffer the same pain that you do in a different way, in a different like situations. Like live loss, it could happen to anyone. You can drive the car, you can get in an accident, you can lost a leg or something. So, and the people who are coming from states to Ukraine with our project that we did, they also bringing the volunteers who already been living with prosthetics for years, and they just sharing experience. Like, the life is not end here. You can still live, you can still be successful, you can still do your ambitions, just in a little bit different way. So, and it's just so magical that, again, figure skating was able to bring it up, and I'm just so
Yes,
grateful for that.
and it was pretty amazing when we did the show in Seattle. The how many people came, not only Ukrainian community but also American, and all the show was sold out, and some people were returning tickets. Just someone else can go, but
Yeah.
did we collect more money, and with like all effort we put together in few days, we created pretty amazing show, I would say. It was truly magical, and collecting money, doing something for our people, our soldiers. I know it's maybe it seems not a lot, but every single
Soldiers,
bit,
civilians, kids, yeah, it's
every single bit
everybody.
of it,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like as Lolita and everyone saying, we can do that much. Yeah, if we can skate for good cause, we will skate for a good cause. If we can do something else, we will do something else. There is no I would say there was no limitation for Ukrainian people. We can do
Yeah.
everything, and I want to say to Ukrainians in Ukraine who can hear us, you're not alone. We are with you, with our thoughts, with our hearts, and we're gonna try to do as much as we can from here.
Well,
Yeah.
when the
Yeah.
war started, Alex was the first one who I remember watching his video. Lalita sent it to me, and we all are connected. I mean, this is again, I mean, Adam, if you want to do this again, I mean, we can have probably 100 skaters. But I reassure you, everyone will feel the same way. And it doesn't really matter if you're in Ukraine, if you're in Canada, if you're in United States of America, if you're somewhere else, if you are Ukrainian in your heart, we all will feel the same, like said.
Yes. I wanted to add about the show. Um, I was only in the second half of the show, and I was in the audience for the first half of the show, and I had tears in my eyes. The show was not about the the darkness. It was actually embracing our culture. And I don't think I've ever seen a show that emphasized Ukrainian culture so much, and Ukrainian dancing and Ukrainian music. And I don't think people realize of how many details we have, and how many, different types of dances we have. And, my sister, is not anymore, but she was in a Ukrainian folk dancing ballet that traveled all around the world with Ukrainian dances. It was Virskava ballet, and it was cool to me how they were in Mexico showing that dancing, and and like in different countries all over the world they were doing that. It was a while back. I think they still do that, but in figure skating we never really saw this type of choreography, this type of culture. And so for me, that was very, very special to see. So thank you, Lola, for putting that together. And it was so fast. She was so nervous, but there was
Let me
nothing
talk
to be
about it. I'm
nervous.
just kidding.
It was just so, so quick. But it was like, it was amazing how many details she was able to put into it in such a short amount of time. I was only there for 1 day, but I know some of the guys were 3 days. But that's still very, very short. If you think of a show choreography, that takes, at least a week or 2 weeks, and like,
A
a
month,
lot
yeah,
of
months every
months,
day.
yes, especially, yes. But it was like 3 days. And to me, like watching, and I know some of it was also like some of the guys were freestyling and making it up as it go, but it was so cool to see it. So something I want to see, not only in one spot. I feel like there should be a tour of this. Maybe first it will raise awareness of Ukraine, and second it will just show off our cool, amazing culture and our dancing.
Yeah.
And we are there's something very special that like not everybody thinks about that. We all know that there's tango, and then there's flamenco, and there's all of those dances. Yes, but there's also us, and I feel like that has to be showcased up more. And Lola just started that trend, and we
Alina,
should
it's
keep
only
going.
2%. It's 2% potential. Let us do more.
Exactly, exactly. But it was already so special. So if we evolve that, I think it would be
Maybe
awesome to show the world.
maybe we'll make a show and we'll make a tour, and the final city will be Kiev when we will celebrate victory.
Kharkiv in the new
Yes,
Kharkiv,
arena.
new ice
Bam.
rink,
Yeah,
yes.
yes,
all about it.
yes, 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 yes. That
Well,
would be
let's
amazing.
Yeah,
let's give a
but
word to
yeah,
Matvey.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, connection. Good connection.
Let's give a
A little
word
bit
to
better.
Matvey.
Okay. Actually, it's not clear how people can say often Russians that sport is outside
Okay.
of politics. Yes. Okay. Okay. Connection.
What about Matvey? Matvey, would you say something, please, for us?
Yes. Yes. I say good connection.
Yes.
Normal. Okay. It's not clear how people can say often Russians that sport is outside of politics when so many athletes have died and so many sports complexes have been destroyed. And the case in Kharkov is far from isolated. Therefore, we need to talk about this and under no circumstances allow Russian athletes to participate in competitions.
Mhm. Yes,
That's
absolutely.
that's a young boy who have been sitting under the bombs and
And if it's possible, I wanted to add because, as I told, in 2022 I left, and I was in Latin America, and I was thinking like how it's possible to do at least something for Ukraine. How can I help from here? So there was a possibility to make a show in Ecuador. It was like really not like a big deal, but there was a circus show, and we named it Ukraine on Ice. Of course, like the goal of administration was not like donations or something like this, but me and the other skaters, we had like the only one goal is like to share about the war. We didn't have a lot, like we had a whole circus show like with Tarzan and all of the other stuff, of course, as it's typical for Latin America. But we had two acts in Ukrainian and one speech in the end. Like one number, it was made by myself, and I'm really crying when I'm thinking about it because my sister was doing this, and she was doing this off ice, like with a hoop. She had a costume like with a target here, and there was a song of Jamala 1944. And I made a video like on the background with all of the bombs, all of destructions, with translation on Spanish language, and like people always reacted on this number. I always like was crying when she was doing this, and it was like really important to do it. And the other act, it was like a little funnier act, like in Ukrainian costumes, looking like Gopak with jump prompts and all of the other stuff. But the main scene, it was the speech in the end, because it was the speech from the bottom of your heart. And I was telling this speech. I would like to tell it now. It sounded like. We are Ukrainians. We came from Ukraine. Our families, our hearts, our souls are still in Ukraine. But we are here to show you our art, to show you our culture, and to show that Ukraine is free, Ukraine is independent, and we will never give up. So, Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава.
So
Героям
as
слава.
skaters, and I think that a lot of skaters Ukrainian are looking us now, and they are around the world. I know, I understand this, but if there are some possibilities to make some shows, if you will donate, you will not donate, it's not such important scene, but the main scene is to share with the world how we are feeling, what we are going through now. And if like some Ukrainian people in Europe, or I don't know, like wherever, you can like do at least something, a little show, a little act, to add some spectaculars, to see it, it will be like really strong, because it's our scream, it's our like it's our option to talk with the world through our skating.
Yes, and
Yeah.
wanna say a couple of words of thanks to all the allies countries around the world that support Ukraine. I know it's mainly on us, but without American, Canadian, France, Germany, Great Britain, we would not stand. It seems like, of course, it's like Ukrainian fighting, of course, only Ukrainian soldiers on the front line, but in reality, without support of our allies, we probably would not stand. And I just want to people to understand that we can do as much as we can do, but from people of other countries, Americans, Canadians, British, like everyone, it's very important for you to see what's going on and keep supporting Ukraine. We ask you for that. We're thankful for that. Maybe it's not very often sounds from the TV that we're thankful, but we are thankful. And just keep supporting Ukraine. Don't gonna win.
Yeah, I just want to use this moment and opportunities to say to hi to my Seattle Skating Club. Hi. And because it's like a very special club for me. They just support all events that I was coming up with. Like they donated a lot, and they're also Steve Baker and Shannon Baker, the father and mother of Jean-Luc Baker, and they like from Great Britain, and it just like such a deep connection between. It happened to be the deep connection in the beginning of the war, like between Great Britain and Ukraine, and I'm just so grateful they're support us as well, and just saying a very big hi to our club. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to go already. I'm grateful to everyone for the dialogue and for supporting Ukraine. Bye.
Bye bye. Thanks for being here. So we're getting down to just 4 of us now. Soon I'll be here alone. So let's kind of talk on maybe some ways that people can help, that people that don't really know, maybe they want to donate, like some of the causes that are out there. Oh, I think Alex is coming back.
I want to talk about a little bit of, there's some athletes. They are not in Ukraine, but they are Ukrainian. They grew up in Ukraine, and this is a little bit sad. Not a little bit, very sad to me. they are not being proactive, and I see it a lot. And it is very special to me when I see non-Ukrainian athletes and, figure skaters especially, to repost videos that I repost, or post something of their own and their opinion. And I'm so, so grateful for that. But there's a lot of people that are scared. I don't know, a little bit of scared to get involved, or a little bit of scared to share their opinion. And to me, it's a little bit, I cannot understand it, So I feel that some of the ways that you could do is you see some Ukrainian people post something, and I think just reposting it, or again, donating is not always as important as spreading as much awareness as you can. Um, Social media is great. School, if you can talk about it, even in your class. If you are in a school, and your professor is talking about, or your teacher is talking about something of this sort, speaking up or sharing, about your friend's experience, even if you're not Ukrainian, say, oh, my Ukrainian friend is going through this, or they're experiencing this. I think this is very, very important as well. Um, yeah, and just any little input you can talk and speak. I think
Yeah,
that's
just for
what we're
awareness.
keeping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awareness is the key. Yeah.
Well, Alexei is back.
Okay, guys, I have to go, and thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much,
And
Elena.
hopefully talk to you again.
Great.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, Alexei. Why is Alexei there?
Adam, you were talking about the opportunities to help, and can you tell us about this and probably your special project that you're working on?
Yeah, so there's a company that Dan Nicholson and I have formed or forming called One Blades. And for anyone that doesn't know who Dan Nicholson is, he's the founder of Ultima Skates. He sold the company to Jackson, so everybody knows Jackson Ultima and the blades.
Yeah.
So he's designing our blades, our frames, our boots. We're going to have basically everything: ice, inline, quad, and boots. But I can't tell you too much about it because what we're doing is so innovative on each separate thing, and then it all works together as one. The project is called One. And the whole company works using discount codes. You will not be able to buy our products without using somebody's discount code. The goal with our skates is to create the best products in the world, and then give every skater, coach, everybody in the world a way to earn through our company as well. So everybody will have discount codes, 10% discount code off, and then you earn 10%. And one thing that we're going to do, we're going to have a discount code called Ukraine. So anybody can use this discount code, and then 10% instead of it going to a person, it will go to a fund that will be, you guys will help us decide where this goes. And also with our platform, Showskaters.com, which is a whole skating platform and social media network all built into one, with lots of tutorials and videos and classes and everything like this. But to have a discount code, you have to be a member, and it's only $25. But Ukrainians at the moment can access for free. So then they will have a discount. They will have a discount code personalized to them, and they will have a chance to earn as well. And
this is amazing. Yeah.
100% of the profits from Showskaters.com will go back to people creating content for Showskaters. So we won't make any money from this. This is almost like, I'm not going to say a gift from me, but it was just an idea. And I'm like, let's do something like this. And it's growing slowly at the moment, but I think it will start to grow much bigger in the future. And one of the things,
I'm sure it is. It sounds very interesting and unique project.
Yeah, and one other thing that we're going to do with One Blades, there will be a portion of our net profits that will go to charitable causes. So this could be something with Ukraine, or it could be something different with figure skating. And members of the Showskaters platform will be able to create proposals, and then this will be voted on by the members. So this won't be voted on by us. This is kind of, I'm from crypto. I'm used to everything being decentralized, so there's not one person making all the decisions. It's a group of people that make the decisions, so everybody has a vote. This is the kind of the crypto way. And for anyone that doesn't know, we will be funding everything from crypto. We'll be having a token sale in maybe 2 months. At the moment, I'm working with a company. I'm actually in a chat with 8 people. That is my marketing team that is going to be handling all the marketing for One Blades. So there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, and on the other side, I can hear you that you're also trying to create like a figure skating, and not only figure skating, but inline skating family and a community that's like can have like a connection in between together. Yeah, that's amazing. That's something very unique.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of very few people in the world that is connected to the ice figure skating, the inline figure skating, and then the recreational quad world. I was at Skate Love last week in Barcelona. I met with the founder. We've been talking back and forward about doing something next year, bringing inline figure skating there potentially. With what we're doing with our blades, there'll be a lot more people that can use inline figure skates because of what we're doing. So this could open up the event next year to have seminars for figure skating and stuff like this. So I'm working on a lot of things. So it's exciting.
Yeah, keep us updated.
No, definitely. And is there anything else we want to kind of touch on? Alexei needs to go now, but I think it's probably a good time to kind of wrap up unless there's anything else.
I don't know if you can hear me because my video isn't working, I think. I want to say thank you, everyone who joined us today. Thank you to the host, to participants. Keep supporting Ukraine. Keep bringing awareness about the war. We're standing with your help, and we will keep fighting till the victory. Thank you very much. Glory to Ukraine.
Thank you. And everyone, please make sure you share, you like and comment the video on YouTube, and obviously subscribe. And go and share and send it to as many people as possible. Because you send it to one person, they might send it to 3, they might send it to more. So just share it, just be annoying, pass it on to everybody, and keep spreading awareness. And thank you so much for this, guys.
Thank you so much, Adam. Yeah, the awareness is the key, and thank you so much for having us today. Real appreciate it, and you're doing amazing projects. I wishing you all well in your new beginnings, and not too new, but yeah, you do create a great community, and thank you for that.
No, thank you.
Thank you for supporting Ukraine as well. Thank you. Nice talking to you guys.
Okay, thanks for coming, guys. Take care.
Ksenia.